Hi there, my name is Kay Moon and I'm a twin flame channel and Western astrologer, and this is a video about the new moon in Leo of 2020, happening on August 18th, 2020 at 10:41 p.m. If you happen to be on the eastern seaboard in the United States for twin souls. This is a wonderful new moon. It is a new moon of restoration of sovereignty in some really big ways. Here's the new moon down here in the sign of Leo, the sign of the king. This new moon is conjunct Mercury, giving us a lot of new ideas and wisdom and clarity about what has happened in our life up until this point in time. It's taking place right after the Lion's Gate, the 8-8 passageway here on planet Earth, where the Earth is closest to the star unit Sirius A and B in the sky. And that star unit has a lot to do with the way we understand that star unit on planet Earth, has a lot to do with a season of fertility, a season of planting crops, a season of recognizing that if we plant now, the new seeds now, if we plant now, then we will have the fertility we need from life to harvest what we want later. So this particular new moon in Leo is additionally having a harmonious conversation with Mars out here in Aries, two fire signs together. This fire sign energy with Mars also speaking with Eris and with Lilith and with Chiron here in the sign of Aries. This has really stirred up a lot of wounds for a lot of people. Especially because the Mars energy is at odds here with the divine masculine. It's at odds here with the divine feminine. When I look at this for twins, what I'm seeing is a period of time, a passageway in which both divine counterparts are needing to confront their own triggers about life that they have allowed to impact the connection, about their lives, and about each other and the connection itself that they have allowed to impact the connection. This is a transit in which you are going to be shown the ways in which you have, if you've been running or if you've been chasing, how you've also been doing the opposite thing too. So for those of you that would normally consider yourselves chasers, let's just, for the simplest sake, we all do both at some point. This is a moment when you're actually going to recognize the ways in which you've actually been running. You might recognize that your chasing simply amounts to trying to control the thing because you have a fear of it not working the way you wanted it to work. And so the chasing energy that has been stirred up for you is about control because you have a fear of reality, of what could be happening instead of what is being with what could be happening. And when we try to control things so that we don't actually have to be with what's happening, that's the equivalent of actually running from what is happening. And so this is the kind of lunation under this new moon where that kind of truth can come forward. The opposite can also be true. If you have been running, again, simplest terms, we all do both sometimes at the same time. But let's just say you fall in the camp of running in your connection. This particular new moon will reveal to you what it is you're actually chasing after, what you've been trying to get all along by departing from your connection, and why it is that the connection triggers you to chase that thing in the first place. So, big times. Big times, big insights, big realizations. supportive realizations. But also, you know, when we come to terms with ourselves in the ways in which this particular new moon is asking us to do, what happens in the process is a little bit, what can happen, I won't say will happen. You can be confronted, we can be confronted by a smidge of grief, as we recognize the ways in which we've been party to the undermining of our own union with self, union with divine counterpart, the ways in which we have held up our own union despite our best efforts. And so this energy would have been in the air for a little bit. It really came in with the Lionsgate passageway, because that particular fertility passageway this year was lit up with a lot of truth revealing energies. And that was intentional so that you had the opportunity to plant seeds correctly, as opposed to planting them in soil that was barren or non-fertile, or, you know, trying to, you know, plant a palm tree in a desert, you know, those kinds of things, or, you know, plant a cactus in a rainforest where it doesn't grow. You know, those were the kind of things that were pre-2020 behaviors, and the self-flagellation that went with not knowing. Now you know better, you can do better. But the doing better and the knowing better sometimes does come with a smidge of, wow, I wish I had known this sooner about me, about us, about life, about the universe, about the way this connection works. So be on the lookout for it. It's probably hanging out in a blind spot, this kind of little thing, that this recognition, this realization. But if you're paying attention and you're asking to be shown the truth of how you can be in deeper union, energy, union with self, union with the divine, union in your connection with what is so, as opposed to a false reality. If you're asking to be shown that, it will come forward for you with this new moon in Leo, giving you the opportunity to plant new seeds. I love this new moon in Leo because of all of the cardinal energy here. Cardinal energies are new beginning energies, and that gives you that chance to create them. But if you know you've been kind of spinning your wheels on this and not really getting anywhere in this conversation by yourself, and getting more and more resentful and more downhearted and distrustful of life, downtrodden about yourself and what you're capable of, that energy is here too, with all of this stuff going on in Aries, especially opposite the divine feminine at this time. One of the things you can do, and I invite you to do, is join the mentorship program Q&A with Kay. This mentorship program was built for twins and for light workers to begin to unpack the subtleties in your connection and help you see the things that you can't see in your blind spot that are holding you up from the kind of connection you really want to be manifesting, and the kind of work you want to be manifesting, and the kind of life you want to manifest in your time here on earth. If you know you need, you know, just a container and a community that is safe, as opposed to just throwing it out there in YouTube comments or being in an unmoderated Facebook group where you just don't have support or responses from people who are actually invested in you understanding what your next step is. If you're tired of that, this private mentorship program will get you the course corrective support that you need. It's only 4 weeks, and then you can start to make new choices forward for the remainder of 2020. kmoonastro.com is how you sign up. If you're on desktop, look at the lower left side of the page for the square that says Q&A with Kay. In addition to that, we're having a free view the same day this video is released at 7 p.m. You can catch the recording over on the channel if you like, if you're catching this after the day this video was released. But enrollment does close at on Wednesday, 8/19. So if you know you want to be a part of this group, it starts next Friday after that Wednesday. It starts on the 21st, but enrollment closes on the 19th. If you know you want to be a part of this group, I definitely suggest you sign up now. We're just over the halfway mark for seats filled, and so there's a few seats left. I'd love for you to have one. The divine masculine during this particular lunation has his triggers coming at him from the arena of work and what he's built. Things he has built, either investments he's made, businesses he's built, careers he's built, relationships he's built. Divine masculine sitting in the sign of Capricorn, dancing 3 times this year with Pluto, Lord of the underworld, death and destruction, death, afterlife, and rebirth cycles. Divine masculine dancing with Pluto this year, and now getting the triggering energy from Mars, Chiron, Lilith out here in Aries and Eris, is asking divine masculine energies to take a peek at where they have lied to themselves about themselves. Where have you pretended to be someone that you're not in order to build something that wasn't truly aligned with your soul? Because that thing this year, it's crumbling. I'm sure you've seen it. This is asking you to come home to self so that you can rebuild in an aligned fashion on solid ground based on the truth of your wholeness. Divine feminine during this lunation is hanging out right here, right opposite that triggering energy, and her triggers are coming in through the arena of relationships. She's sitting in Libra, the sign of relationships and balance, and where this energy is going to trigger for her, or what it's going to trigger for her, is a good look in the mirror around where she's given too much, taken too little, taken too much, given too little, where she's also not being nourished, watered, and fed in her connections, and where she's negating or neglecting certain connections as a result of being overly immersed in the twin connection. Relationships being out of balance based on a self that is out of balance is what this lunation is going to highlight. It's going to force for divine feminines that opportunity to see, wow, this is where I shortchange me in my connections. I give too much so that I can try to control. And that just ends up leaving me feeling shortchanged. Or I take too little and let the other person have too much once again so I can try to control, because I don't want them to leave, so I let them do whatever. Those kinds of things under this new moon are going to come to light in the divine feminine energy. And this just two, very kind of overly simplified examples. But if you are looking, the revelation will come forward for you so that you can see what it is in your particular life. For all twins, I just want to pause and give you a little bit of encouragement. This has been a tough year for the Lightworking Collective. Many are thriving. Many of you, the tower that the world is experiencing now in 2020, you experienced that tower in 2017, 2018, 2019. And 2020 has been a year of breakthrough for you and of thriving. But some of you are experiencing a continuation of tower from 2019 or 2018. No matter which camp you fall in, know that this energy that has been challenging for both divine feminine and divine masculine this year was meant to help you get on the path for your own light, meant to help you come to terms with how to hold greater love and how to be a conduit for greater love in your life. But in order for that to happen, the things that were blocking you from that love in your mind and in your energy, divine feminine, and in your world And in the constructs of your world divine masculine, that's air sign she's sitting in, earth sign he's sitting in. The energies are asking you to let go of that which it's already trying to peel your hands back from, so that you can make space in that hand for love, for what love wants to build, for what love wants you to have. Even if it looks a little bit different than what you thought it was in your brain that you were going to have, the heart knows the way. And that's what this new moon is asking you to do. So, for those of you who've been rolling with it, I just want to say, good job, guys. I mean, I know you've been working hard. A lot of you have, you've gotten support, you've seen coaches, you've taken steps that you wouldn't normally have taken. You've admitted truths to self and other that you wouldn't normally admit. I mean, this has not been easy. And I just want to applaud you for the steps you've taken and encourage you. We're almost there in the new season. Keep going. It won't be this way forever. If you'd like some support navigating the energies, find me during the mentorship program, Q&A with Kay. I'd love to work with you. You can find that over at kmoonastro.com. If you're new, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button so that you never miss a single update for Twin Flames and Twin Souls. And please hit the like button on this video so that it can find its way to twins who need it most at this time. Thanks so much. Take great care. Bye for now.